Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will show you all some AR application that helps medical personnel, but before explaining it, let's go to know what AR is. So augmented reality or AR is a technology that achieves real-time integration of digital computer generated content with a real world. So AR reality is allow users to see a 2D or 3D virtual object projected into the real world, different to the virtual reality, where the 3D objects will be projected, but not in the real world. Instead, in the smartphone or the VR glass, or maybe just some tool that provide the technology of VR or virtual reality. So let's not get too long. Let's go to the three application. The three augmented reality application in the health sector. Number one, Sandiar. Sandiar is developing a 3D visualization platform for interventional surgeries using a real-time holography of patient anatomy. A husband and a wife team at Washington University in St. Louis create a software using a Microsoft HoloLens, forming Sentiar in the company holographic platform that initially uses in the catheter ablation procedure treating cardiac arrhythmia. Sentiar mission is to transform interventional procedure with 3D augmented reality platform featuring the real-time holographic visualization of the patient actual anatomy and catheter location flow. And it's floating over the patient. So I want to explain a bit about the Shantiar. So Shantiar is an tools that helps the doctor, helps the technical personnel, helps someone that use it to project the anatomy of the human or the patient. So as fast as you use it, so you can see the holographic of anatomy, so you can see the heart of the patient, so can examine it, so you can know the structures of the heart. So it's basically like a application that helps you to or helps them maybe helps personally helps the doctor to know what happens in the organ or human structure. Let's get to number two. It's RVS technology. So RVS is a technology that combines tracking camera with both 3D display and hands-free interface and in a integrated eyepiece. The eyepiece is compatible with a typical surgical helmet, so it's using helm to a tracking camera in the 3D display and 3. The system includes a single tray of trackable instrument, provide the surgeon with the key data without the need of imaging or external equipment. Everything is worn and controlled by the surgeon, tracked from the surgeon viewpoint, and deliver information to the surgeon. So right at the point of the care, this is this is a structural interest of the constructions equipment and workflow typical to the traditional surgical navigation and robotic system currently on the market. So a little bit about the RVs. RVs is like a helmet using like eyepiece, or the VR tool. That's VR tool technology that's lately been viral. So RVs is using a camera with hands-free and give us a 3D display with an integrated eyepiece. So with these tools or technology or this application, we know that we can know that you can use the single tray of trackable instrument, provide the surgeon data and imaging it. So the point is we can share the viewpoint. So it's help the doctor, it's help the medical personnel to sharing viewpoint or just discussing when it's in the surgeon. So it's like uh, it helped the doctor in the medical or maybe the surgery processes. Last of the last is the 5PER. Basically, the 5PER platforms allow the expert to do real-time annotation of the video coming from the end user device. The end users holds a tablet or smartphones, look at the video feeds coming from the camera to the other side. Is it as if they were videoing or taking a picture on the scene? The expert also sees that video feed and can annotate the point or portion of the screen. What the Fiber platform does, it allows the end user to see the annotation and expert on the screen overlaid in the live video feed from the camera. Maybe it's like a Fiber, not just an application, but it's just like a simple application that helps third party or maybe the doctor that not joining the surgery process. So when the doctor is coming to use in the using 5PAR, yeah, the doctor can point out the what is the vision of the medical other medical personnel that on the surgery or maybe the doctor on the surgery, so he can tell what's happened that what was he doing, what was the personal medical personnel do. So it can helps a lot when it's come to not everyone can come into the, but maybe not every doctor has his time to has it making its time to come in the surgery process. So with the long distance, he can helps us maybe I'm not sorry, maybe the help the medical personnel may help the doctor to point out the process, the surgery process. It's like that. So maybe you all are wondering what does the technology help to healthcare to carrying the professional in their jobs. So as I said before, maybe I start with the first application. The sensors can help the surgeon to see the structure of an organ through a very complex AR application. So that during the surgery process, the doctor can re-examine it and discuss with the other doctor using the process, so it avoid the worst that will happen. That's my uh, explanation about the chandelier that help the doctor. So next to the RFIS, so RFIS can help to analyze or maybe giving the doctor information and what's medical personnel needed. So we're operating in the patient, and if maybe instead as I searched before, that it says now that can detect a possibilities that occur in the patient. So maybe in the as the patient has a DC, what's an what's once and another DC, it can detect it. In addition, that image recovered by RFIS will also informate the other medical personnel. Thirdly, it's facilitating the performance of the professional medical worker. The last is 5PAR. But is a tool that is very helpful for the professional and such as the new medical personnel to communicate with their colleagues before, because it's function to record movement and communication and send them into AR device to be discussed with the medical staff, so that if a doctor is needed to join the surgery, there is no need for the doctor to bother saying or himself, even just looking from the smartphone or from the tablet. So the doctor itself can communicate with the other medical personnel in the surgery process. So what are the strength and the weakness of the augmented reality application in this field? So, as I talk that CNTR currently for the first, I want to talk about the CNTR, what is the strength and the weakness. So CNTR is currently still requires a lot of data and information. So the diagnosis is correct. So there is will be no error later in because this advances and help to see internal organ, to see the receptors like that. Their strength. So it can cause the weakness. I mean, to the example, when the doctor is surprised to see the severe heart condition, the doctor no longer needs to do a lot of diagnosis. Instead of diagnostic itself, the tools can provide the information about the diagnosis that the disease that happen in or occur in the patient. Next to the RFs in my tone, that RFs is the same as CNDR. This application still requires a lot of data, so the analytical capabilities of this still become sharp. Other than that, the advantages for recording and communicating are very good. As for the example, when simulation operating is running, it will show us what operation are needed, so we can predict the success. Maybe in the future it can predict the success rate of the operation. um, so as we know that RFIS is like application with a helmet or is glasses tool that's so good in recording and sharing her viewpoint with other medical personnel. So it's like uh, maybe just need a little bit improvement, I guess. So Arvis can be just a better application. Next, the last but not least, I guess. This is the last. I mean, in my opinion, 5PAR. 5PAR as think is just a simple. This is the simplest application as I see, but not as simply, but because not as I said before that not every doctor can make it surgery on time. Maybe when the other doctor need to come, but he not yet in the place. So it needs this is a good application, but maybe in the future I hope that 5BAR provides some features that allow a user to like a doctor or maybe not just using in the healthcare healthcare sector, maybe in the next the other sectors. So what I want to say is feature like Arfis and maybe like a Shantiar too. Maybe Shantiar is a little bit too much. It's like Arfis that can provide information or provide tools that they need. So it's make the surgery process more easier. For the example, when a doctor want to tell the medical personnel that it's necessary to cut and sew the part of an organ, the doctor only needs to press the tool button on the application. So that's the medical personnel already know for sure which tool to use, so it's not make any confused in the surgery process. So that's for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time.